All right, so I get asked this question a lot. If you know, I'm gonna spell some things out for you. My name is Cheesette Cowan. I own 8 businesses. My husband and I have a total of 5 daughters. We homeschooled 2 of them for many years. I have real estate teams in 4 different states. And I do all of this, and I'm usually home. I used to be by 5, now by 6. And I don't work on the weekends. I'm always excited to say that. Now, why does that matter? Because as you grow your business, I want you to understand that there's levels to your availability and what you will have to do to grow. My first 2 years in real estate, I worked a lot, all the time, open houses on the weekend, after 5, moving and shaking. I did all that because I had a lot to learn. It was really for my learning, not for anything other than that. When I got into systems, that's when I realized you can make the same amount of money without having to work as hard. That's when the game changed for me. My first year in real estate, I made $40,000. The second year in real estate, I made $150,000. The third year in real estate, I made $300,000. And we keep going up from there. So for me, when I started making the $300,000 is when I went from $150,000 to $300,000, I actually stopped working weekends and I stopped working nights. And I realized that I'm making more money because I'm more focused with my time. I'm focused on things that bring money, and everything else is somebody else's job. But here's why this matters. And if you're a mom or a dad, I'm mainly talking to you. And even if you're a husband or a wife, the Bible says, what is it to a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? While we're out here, and I'm saying this because a lot of coaches will not say this to you, money is not the be all end all. I take money for granted. As long as I breathe and have air in my body, God is going to make sure I get it. That's his job. He takes care of his children. That's his job, not mine. My job is once those things, resources, whatever are revealed to me, I have to act on them, right? But that's neither here nor there. If I take money out of the equation, I realize that the purpose of my business is going to allow me to be a better human first, wife next, mother, friend, daughter, etc. Just as I am intentional with my business, I am just as intentional about my kids. One of the things that I hear people say a lot, you're busy. I'm not busy. I spend, and a lot of people think this, I'm in the bed by 9:30 every night. There's a game that I play on my phone. I play that for no less than 45 minutes every night. I'm on TikTok probably 15% of my day. What I have balanced or mastered or am continuing to balance and master is setting priorities in the areas of my life that are important to me, i.e. my business, i.e. my family. I have times with my family, I have times with my children, I have times with my husband, I have times by myself. But I understand that if I'm thinking big enough, I should never have to or my life, right? Meaning I should never have to say I can have this or that. It's always this and that, and then I got to figure out how to manage it. See, what happens is when you have a this or that mentality, you feel like everything is not possible. The Bible says you can do all things. So if you're managing things correctly, you can do everything, but it's going to require coordination, scheduling, and being consistent with your time and activities. Here's what I mean. My days are all structured the same. They start the same way every day. My mornings are the same. Afternoons switch up a little bit, but that's consistent. My evenings are the same. At 6, I'm cooking, I'm doing stuff with my kids and family. 9, I'm in the bed and I'm talking and chilling with my husband. The weekends is when we actually do things as a family, activities and different things like that. The reason why that is super important is because one of the reasons that I came to KW, and I've said this before, God, family, then business, is that God comes first. My commitments to God come first. My family, myself and my family come next. Business happens third. As much as you guys see me doing business and I'm all about that business life, I'm all about that paper, I'm all about all of that, that's the third priority in my life. It's God, family, then business. That's the only way this works. So what happens is if it ever gets out of order, you're not going to live a good life. Do you understand that there are people that have money that have terrible relationships with their spouses? I actually like my spouse. He's my friend. He's a good person. I like spending time with him. There are people that have money and their kids don't know them. My kids know I'm crazy. They know all of my crazy. I spend time with them, laughing and joking with them. And I spend the same amount of money the same amount of effort and energy and time putting that into my business so I can do the same for my customers, right? So I want you to understand that there is a balance to be had, but it's gonna be different for every single person. My balanced life is not your balanced life. I need an inordinate amount of time to myself as well, just because I like being by myself. I love being with other people. So if I had to balance it, it's a third, and a third. But there are some times where I need more time to myself. It's gonna be 50-50 and the work might be off. But then there might be times when my family needs me and my business is set up where it can move without me, so I can be 70% into my family during this time. I move through my life going from not a balanced life, but from one counterbalance to another based on what is necessary. Do you understand? When I started my business because I said, you know what, my kids are young. The best thing they want to do is watch TV and play, Blue's Clues or whatever. They don't really need a lot from me right now. But as they grow up and become teenagers and become women and become moms, I know that they're going to need me to sit with them. So I got to get my business running now so that my stuff is on autopilot. So if they require me to sit with them for a week, I can. And that's my story right now. I tell people, I don't care what's going on with anybody in my family. If somebody need me, I can come to your house and set up for a month and stay right there. My bills will still get paid and my money's still going to come. Because it's not predicated on me. I didn't build it predicated on me being there. It's a counterbalance. I know that there are going to be times when I have to be off balance, and I'm accounting for that now. That's a data-driven business. So if you're struggling to find balance, the systems and models that I teach in my one-on-one course and in my group coaching program, they're going to help you get the counterbalance in place and get the balance in place for when it has to be out of balance. That's the number one thing I think a lot of people struggle with, because they feel like, when I'm at work, I feel like I'm never 100% at work. When I'm at home, I feel like I'm never 100% at home. They have a problem with extremes. When I'm at work, I'm fully at work. Don't call me. My phone ain't even on unless you are my husband or my kids, especially if I'm in a time block. Now, when I'm home, the phone is off. I'm not working. Now, if I choose to do something here and there for home or work during the other, it's not going to throw everything out of balance. But we got to make sure that we understand that the order is whatever your spiritual authority is, whoever you answer to, whoever gives you life and energy, whoever keeps you balanced, that's first. Because you need to be okay in order for this whole system to work. Your family comes next, because they're going to be the ones to sustain you when you get tired. You will get tired. You need a team. You cannot build an empire without a bench. You cannot win a Super Bowl with just a quarterback. As great as Tom Brady is and was, every team he's ever played on, the players have to help win the game. You need a team. Your family is your team. And then you have your business. Together with all of these things that God has blessed you with and having this dynamic support system at home, you can come in and be top-notch level advisory real estate agent to your clients. And that's what moving from entrepreneurial to purposeful will help you with. And that's what our coaching programs do. We help people move from E to P very quickly.